I saw. Darn it! No! Drop the game. Hey guys, it's Ahmer here. So today I have a pretty sweet pickup video for you. So all of the items in this box and right here I actually scored on Facebook Marketplace, and these are a mixture of PlayStation 2 and Xbox items. So I'm really excited to share these with you guys, as I'm not too sure about some of these games, so I'll definitely need your help to let me know if any of these games are pretty good. And then this box right here was actually donated to the channel, so I'm really excited to see if any of these items I can use to go ahead and help towards new videos and just get some pretty cool things set up. So let's go ahead and check these out. So if you guys are new to the channel and you love pretty much anything related to video games, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and that bell notification, as I do post tons of videos throughout the week, and the times usually vary, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that, as I will have tons more videos in the future. So of course we'll start out with this stack right here. This is one that are more so filler titles, and I remember playing some of these sports games back in the day, but with all of the new games and the new sports titles, you usually don't go back and play these, so we'll just kind of power through them. So of course we have this NHL 2003, we have this NCAA 2006 March Madness, then we have this ESPN 2K5, so this is for basketball, then we have another basketball game, NBA Live 2008, then we have some MVP Baseball 2004, MLB 06 The Show, MLB 08 The Show. We have some football games, NCAA Football 2002, NCAA Football 2005, ESPN NFL 2K5, Madden 2002, Madden 2003, Madden 2004, Madden 2005, Madden 06, Madden 07, Madden 08, and then some Tiger Woods games. We have Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2003 and Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2005. So these, like I said, are just more so filler titles, but the ones over here are actually a lot better games. So right away on Facebook Marketplace, I actually saw this box, and it said complete PlayStation 2 Mini with tons of games, and it was only listed for just a few dollars. So I quickly scooped this up. It came with this box full of different controllers, some cable, extension controller, cords, and this box complete with everything, with the console itself and some games. So right here we have this PlayStation 2 box, but of course this is the slim version of the PlayStation 2, which is definitely pretty sweet, as this one does not take up as much room, and it still has pretty much the same power as a regular PS2. Then on the back here it advertises Sly 2, Band of the Thieves, Hot Shots Golf 4, ATV Off-Road Fury 3, Ratchet & Clank, Up Your Arsenal, and Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. So I thought this was a pretty cool box to have on display in the collection somewhere. And of course it came complete with matching serial numbers and even all of the instruction guides and booklets and papers and everything else that you would need in this box. So I thought this was pretty sweet for the collection, and I'm really excited for it. And then of course here is the console itself. So it looks like it's in pretty good shape, just needs a little bit cleaned off. Came with a memory card, and this is definitely a small version of the PS2. And then we have some controllers here. So of course it came with one of these pretty sweet PlayStation 2 controllers. So this one is pretty cool because it has this see-through effect, this blue color. It's another one I wasn't too sure if I had in the collection, as I do collect a lot of controller variants. And then it even had this GameStop controller. So this is pretty sweet as well. And I've noticed that controllers have actually went up in price, as a lot of people are stuck at home, they're playing some of these older consoles and just really making the most out of the PlayStation 2. So of course these prices are going to go up. And then on to another PlayStation 2 controller. So this one is the same as this one, it just has a little bit brighter blue on it. So that's really cool to add some more working controllers in the collection. It's pretty difficult to find them out and about now, and usually the cables are all torn up, at least most of the ones that I usually find. Then we have all of the cables and everything for it. So here you just hook them right up to the television. And then we have this power brick, which is much different than your fat PS2 model power brick. So you really do need this one, as it has a different adapter for it to go ahead and plug right into the system to give it enough charge. So that is pretty sweet that it came all complete. And then they even included some of these controller extensions. So they're a little bit beat up, but all of the pins and everything are there, and you can just make your controllers much longer. I never knew that these things existed, and I'm so excited to add them, as now I don't have to sit so close to the television. So there are two for that as well. And then on to a couple Xbox controllers. So these ones I actually scored on a separate Facebook post. So this right here is a pretty cool collector's edition controller. This is from Batman Arkham City Collector's Edition wired controller. This one is actually for the Xbox 360. So this one I have not seen before. I'm actually shocked I didn't have it in my collection, as I do have tons of Batman items. So I'll go ahead and zoom in, as it has this really cool bat symbol right here with the back buttons, brightness, and start. Then we have all of these joysticks, these buttons, and everything else. It just has a really cool design to it. Then of course the back here says Power A, so that is the brand of this controller. But I never knew that it existed, and I'm just so thrilled to add this to the collection. And then on to this last controller. This one is an original Xbox controller. You have that large bulky style right here. This is a Mad Catz version. It's actually a pretty cool color scheme. We have this kind of smoke see-through color, and then on the back here you'll see a little bit of yellow to kind of accent with it. All of the buttons look pretty well, so I was actually excited to add this one to the collection as well, as it never hurts to have too many. And then on to this stack of games. So right away in the pictures I noticed that there was this little sleeve with a game in it. This is actually more so an online startup disc, version 3.0. So back in the day you actually needed these. So this is pretty sweet to have, as this is a part of history. This is not for resale. And then we have this pretty cool GameStop case, which actually has this SpongeBob game. So it says Battle for Bikini Bottom. So I thought that was pretty cool that it included that. And then looks like we have this right here. It says Codebreaker Most Wanted. Cheating made easy. Over 1,000 of our best cheats for the top 100 games. So that's also pretty cool to add. Then on to the stack of games. So here we have this open season game for the PlayStation 2. This is complete. It says play it wild. Play as Boog and Elliot in this outrageous game based on the new movie Open Season. Team up with all of your favorite characters to put Timberland Forest back under nature's control. So I'm not really too sure if I saw this movie or not, but I figured it was complete and another one for the collection. Then we have this Equestrian game. So it's not every day that you see these. This is Lucinda Green's Equestrian Challenge. So I've never heard of it before. I know that one of these games on the Sega Saturn actually goes for a lot of money. So I know that these are pretty uncommon to see, so I thought this was a cool find. And then we have some Spider-Man. So this is the greatest hits version, also complete, and this one is actually pretty cool. So this says, bitten by a genetically engineered spider, high school student Peter Parker is suddenly empowered with supernatural abilities including spider sense, web slinging, and wall crawling. So this is pretty sweet to have, and I'm excited to go back and try it out, as I love the one on the PlayStation 4. So I'll have to go back to some of the older ones that I remember playing and try it out. And then we have Tony Hawk's Underground 2, a classic game right here. One of my all-time favorites in the series. This was so much fun. It says, join Tony and Bam on the sickest road trip ever. Outrageous stunts, Team Hawk versus Team Bam. So I had so much fun with this. I believe I played it on the Xbox back in the day, not really on the PlayStation 2. So I'm really excited to go back over this, play through it again, as I played so many hours on this game, and it was just so much fun. Then this Cabela's Big Game Hunter. So this is one of those hunting games with the light guns. You have this pretty cool action on here. So this says, the next evolution of hunting, Cabela's Big Game Hunter. So these were always pretty fun to play on the arcades back in the day, especially when some of the other light gun games and stuff weren't there. I always had a blast playing these, so this is pretty cool. And then some ATV Off-Road Fury 3. So I played a lot of these games in the series. I'm not sure which ones I've played. I think I played the one where it was MX versus ATV. So this is pretty sweet to add to the collection, as these are always fun games. Remember playing a lot of the other ones in the series. Blaze your own trail. Kickstart your PlayStation 2 with off-road excitement that only ATV Off-Road Fury can bring. So this looks like it has tons of different styles on here of the different bikes and everything else that you race around with. So this is pretty sweet. And then we have some Jack 2. So this is also complete as well. Looks like it has some more stuff in here, registration and some guides. So that's pretty cool. Something big is about to unfold in a groundbreaking action-packed adventure from Naughty Dog, creators of the multi-million seller Jak and Daxter. So this is pretty sweet. And then on to some Star Wars 2 Battlefront. So this one is another favorite that I had. I think I played these ones mostly on the Xbox. So these are definitely some pretty cool games. It says, fight more of the greatest Star Wars battles any way you want. Fight on the front lines where every weapon and vehicle is yours. And now for the first time, Star Wars Battlefront 2 lets you fight as a Jedi, battle in space, and play 16 new locations. Engage in massive online battles. So this is definitely a fun game, another one that I recommend. So some of these I did not play, and others I'm just excited to go back and play them again. And then on to this box over here. So this was actually donated to the channel. This was someone's extra items that he just no longer needed, so he wanted to give these to me, as maybe I didn't have some of them in the collection. So of course, we'll just start out with some of these items. We have this Nintendo Wii, so you can never have too many Wiis in a collection, as they're pretty easy to hook up. They work on pretty much every single television, and you can go ahead and mod these to have tons of games on them. So this is definitely pretty sweet. And then on to some of these component cables for the Wii. Looks like for the Wii and possibly Gamecube. So this is definitely pretty sweet, as this has a little bit better connection. And then even a loose disc of Mario Party 8 for the Wii, which is a fun game. Definitely loved all of the Mario Party games growing up, as I had a blast playing with friends, and of course we always fought over who would end up winning at the end. And then we have some of these Gamecube items. So here I have this pretty cool Gamecube. This one actually looks like it's in very great shape. So I'm not sure if in here I'm just going to go ahead and upgrade some of the items that I have in the collection and just kind of go from there. So this is pretty sweet, and it even came with a matching controller as well. And then on to some GameCube games. So it looks like we had some loose paperwork for Star Wars Rogue Leader, which is another fun game. And then on to these two complete Nintendo GameCube games. We have this Mario Golf Toadstool Tour, and this is the exclusive Target Bullseye Tour included. See inside for more details. So this one is such a fun game. I think I played it back in the day, but I have not played it since then, and I don't think I have it in the collection, so this is really cool. And then on to one of my favorite Mario Kart racers, we have Mario Kart Double Dash. This was one that I remember playing countless hours back in the day. I went through, I unlocked all of the characters, all of the vehicles, and I just had a blast playing this with some friends, so this is really cool to add to the collection. And then on to some more cables. It looks like we have some either Nintendo 64 or some other cables that you just use. And then this one's actually hooked up into this HDMI video converter. So you just plug in everything right here on this end, and there's even an S-video and some other options. And then on this side you can just have the output to 720 or 1080p, and you have this audio and HDMI port. So this is pretty sweet. And then onto some of these USB controllers. They look like the Super Nintendo controllers. So we actually have quite a few of those. This one looks like it hooks up to the actual system itself. And then some official Super Nintendo ones. We have a couple of those. And then we have this brick for the Nintendo GameCube to go ahead and hook it up. And then another one of these, it looks like another sort of adapter for the Super Nintendo controllers to go ahead and turn them into the USB port for the computer. So that's pretty cool. And then there's even this one, so an original Nintendo controller but a USB device. This right here, I'm not really too sure what this is. It says a mini display port to VGA adapter. So this is another sort of adapter to use. And then right here, this NES to USB adapter. So you just plug in that controller right there, and then it goes ahead and syncs it right there. So that is pretty cool. And then this right here, it looks like this is some sort of Nintendo adapter. So this is the power plug actually for the Super Nintendo. And then this right here, it looks like another, probably Nintendo to USB. And then some little plugs right here, so I'm not sure what I'll use these with, but these look like they just kind of clip on. And then this is pretty sweet. So this is a Nintendo DSi. This is the white variant, which I do not have. And then this Mario Kart DS game, so this is pretty sweet, as this is fully functional as well. All of the buttons are in pretty good shape, and this is just pretty sweet. So I'm excited to add another one to the collection. And then onto this controller right here. So I know I don't have it in the collection. This is the Day 1 2013 for the Xbox One. So this is a pretty cool controller variant. This is of course one of the first. So I had to have this one somewhere in the collection. I'll have to get a cool stand for it and put it on display with some of my other variants. And then you can never have too many Nintendo 64 controllers, especially with a lot of the parts being loose. So you can go ahead and use some of these and just upgrade the sticks right here. So this is pretty cool. We have an original gray, and then we have this atomic purple color, which is pretty sweet. And onto this last stack of games that were given. So here we have this NASCAR 99. So this is a cool little sports title for the Nintendo 64, just one of those racing games. But then we have some Star Wars Rogue Squadron. So this is pretty sweet, And along with that, we have Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. So these are some pretty fun games. I remember spending a lot of time playing these back in the day. I had so much fun on the Nintendo 64. And then right here we have the Snowboard Kids 2 game. So this is another fun series. They have a couple games in the series for the Nintendo 64. This one is surprisingly upwards of $60 or so at this time. So this is definitely a pretty cool game right here, and I'm really excited to have it as the label looks pretty cool. So a lot of these I will probably upgrade my copies of whichever games I may have in here. Definitely get some use out of these controllers and these cables. Then we have these last two. So here we have some Pokemon games. We have Pokemon Snap and Pokemon Stadium. So these are both great games. I had so much fun playing them. So I'm just really excited to add all of these to the game collection, as I don't have many of these in the collection. A lot of these wires I definitely do not have. So overall, this week's pickup was pretty awesome. So a lot of these items were actually donated to the channel. A lot of these I did not have in the collection just yet, and some of these items I have been looking for quite some time. And then, of course, along with all of these PlayStation 2 items and some Xbox mixed in, I'm just so excited to add these to the collection, as it's not every day that you see some of these particular items. And a lot of these are just classic games that I remember playing back in the day, and I just can't be any more excited to add all of this somewhere to the collection, try and get some of these wires and cables hooked up upstairs where I do stream some games. So I'm really looking forward to improving some of the quality there and just trying to make things simple and easy to set up upstairs. A lot of these pretty cool controller variants, like this Arkham City Xbox 360 Collector's Edition controller. Over here, this Day 1 edition of the Xbox One. So these are just so cool. These classic Mario games, Pokemon, even the Snowboard Kids 2, just all of these Tony Hawk, Star Wars, just other games are just so great to add in any collection. And just let me know below in the comments which items you're most excited about, or any of these games must-haves in your collection. Should I play any particular ones first? And what do you think about these pickups? So just let me know in the comments below. So of course, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out my other videos and stay tuned for more.